Betrayed and killed, a teenager named Dingy gets revived. A Chainsaw Man, a soul with a devil's heart. That's what Google says about Chainsaw Man. That's it. If you don't know, now you know. For everything we do a one-sentence review. Jason, go ahead and hit us off for your one-sentence review on Chainsaw Man Season 1.
Chainsaw Man Season 1 shows that all men are motivated by the power of the BOOBS.
Lisa, hit us with your one-sentence review of Chainsaw Man.
Now that's what I call a bloodbath.
Yes, oh man.
For me, is Dingy and his crew really revs my engine. Because, Chainsaw, they go, vim, they rev.
We got it. We're still mad at you about Power Rangers, so we're not going to laugh.
We should have done this one first, because I don't even want to talk to you anymore.
Fuck Jason. Fuck his opinions. You don't need to talk about nothing else. I don't care if it's nice. I don't want to listen to this dude at all.
We should just end the show now. It's fine.
We need to bring Jaren back.
Who would like to start?
Ladies first, as always, I think.
Okay. So my pros, I love the gore. Makima is Power is just so crazy. I love her. I listened to it on I listened to it dubbed. So just like to hear her doing like the old English speak just like constantly, I was just like, she's like barely, I'm like, oh my god, Power, it's so amazing.
I will dispatch you post Swift.
She's great. The storytelling, I think that the story, I like that it's just like one story, even though you get like these little pocket stories, it still ultimately is about the gun devil. And I love that the first season is in 187 episodes. So, because I got a little.
I finished this today.
Yeah, because I kept watching it, but I stopped at like episode 9, and I was just like, oh, whenever you said, oh, let's do season 1 of Chainsaw Man, I was like, oh no, I stopped at episode 9, and then I was like, oh, I'm done. Okay, 12 episodes, it's good. So, yep, those are my pros.
All right.
Rebuttal.
Go ahead.
Right.
Rebut.
There's not a rebuttal. I'm sorry.
You just wanted to use yours. You just wanted to get it out the way.
To participate.
All right. Well, then give us your pros, Rebuttal.
All right. My pros. Dingy and Power are just delightful. That's one pro. I love them both. They're both just equally unhinged. I like the saying of devils hate people who have a screw loose and no screwdrivers. That was very cool. It strikes the perfect balance of between being overly silly and overly serious. A lot of animes, they're overly silly when they should be overly serious or whatever. This one is just like right in the sweet spot of being silly, but also giving us like hardcore cool stuff. When they decide to let the blood fly, the animation is gorgeous. It is awesome. When they start fighting, like it's gonna be pumped. The dialogue in this is consistently witty and fun. As Lisa was saying, Power, her old English speech, like it would be ridiculous in any other show, but like she pulls it off so naturally that you just like, of course, this is the way this character speaks because she's a nut job.
Right.
There was enough backstory given about the main characters to make them relatable without jumping into the deep lore like dumps like many animes do. So, like as Lisa was saying, they kept the story basically focused on the gun demon, but you still got a little snippet of everybody's backstory to know where they're coming from, especially in relationship to this demon. And my last pro, Dingy getting boobs.
Oh man. Yeah, let me give I feel like most of our pros and stuff are the same. So look, action. You look here. Come on, man. This probably just for me being a horror and gore hound too. So this anime was right up my alley for that. Another pro, Dingy is such an anime protagonist, but still not an anime protagonist at the same time. Like he has all the tropes of like, oh, the good boy and the best boy trope and all that, but then he's still kind of like a little pervert, like a 60-year-old boy. So it's still like I'm all here for it.
He's a pervert without being creepy.
Right, but he's doing all this for the love of just like getting some. At first, it was like getting some and food. Now it's just like I just want to get some.
She's gonna let me touch her.
I think you all made this pro a lot better than I did. The way I phrased it was, this was so entertaining, but the world building is so slow. But that's odd in the anime that because usually those first seasons are just heavy on world building. This was like so entertaining, but we still don't know much about this world.
Nothing.
Like we have a little nuggets, but we don't know jack about it except for like some divisions hunt demons and you make a pact with demons and the gun demons running around and he's pretty much like that's the king of demons and that's it.
2 million people died in the United States from this demon. 2 million.
Right. So like yeah. So they don't give us this whole. You don't understand how the whole.
Didn't ban guns.
Yeah, they still don't. They don't figure out how this whole thing even works. So I thought that was good. Another pro was unexpected deaths. Like it was some characters that they took the time to actually tell you about and give lines to, and then like by the end of 2 episodes later, they're probably
don't do that, Lisa.
That was crazy.
Yeah, and then I do enjoy the creative looking demons. I think. If you're gonna make a show with the demons, I want to see some freaky stuff, and they definitely did the job of making them freaky.
Freaky demons,
absolutely
give me nightmares.
Very Rick James of them, very freaky girls.
Addendum. I love how they ended the special branch. That the fact that like, oh, these are just dudes. Let's just shoot them.
Right? Yes. Very
it's like, don't send demons after them. They'll handle that. Let's just pull out the blinky and shoot these guys.
Yeah.
It's just everybody's question where they're like, why did they shoot them? And it's like, yep, well, that's what they did.
That's what they did.
Oh man. Well, Jason or Lisa, you any cons?
The age gap thing with Dingy and
everybody
eye patch girl. Well, yeah. I didn't realize, like, I knew he was 16, but I think I have a problem whenever they keep mentioning it. And I know anime does this a lot. It's a very anime trope is the age gap thing, but like, I'm only 16. And then she's like, when she practically almost rapes him, and then she's like, oh, thank God nothing happened.
What she did was still a crime.
I could have gotten charges. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And they're like, haha, that's funny.
Yeah.
Now let's be friends.
Which this is just kind of this is also like an anime thing, just like the over sexualization of all the women on the. I mean, and I know that's as an avid anime watcher, I know that's pretty much
what they love to do.
One of the reasons why people watch anime, but it's still yes.
My rebuttal is you are 100% correct, but I will accept it as a guy that hates women. I will accept it because the women in this show were the baddest motherfuckers in the show.
Yes.
Like, by far.
It doesn't define them.
Women.
It does not define them.
Yeah,
yes.
Exactly.
They also have other character traits besides being the sex object of the main character.
And I know that one of my pros was that it wasn't 187 episodes, but I still would have liked maybe like 16 episodes,
maybe 65. 66.
I feel like because now we have to wait a whole nother. I'm assuming we have to wait at least 6 months to a year before the next season, and so I'm gonna forget everything that happened. And I'm just gonna have to rewatch it again, but that's okay because I love it. So, that's it.
It's anime. It's probably already have like 4 more seasons. We just had to get them brought over here and localized.
Yeah.
Jason, your
cons.
God.
There's a times where a couple episodes feel like they're filler to me. Like just like they didn't get to the meat of the episode until like the very end, and it's like, oh, they're just walking around doing nothing. That's one con.
Very Dragon Ball Z of them. Very Dragon Ball Z.
Very Dragon Ball Z of them. My other con is like I hate how a lot of the episodes started off as the last minutes of the last episodes. The first minute was I didn't like that. Maybe because I'm binging it, so I'm watching it after. I don't need you to show me from a different angle what happened the previous episode.
A lot of animes do that. That's an anime thing.
I hate anime. Maybe that's the reason why I don't like it. And then to echo Lisa's point, Denji is 16. So these adult women who are readily available to make out with them and let them fondle them, it's gross. And speaking as a person who would have been like at 16, like that seems like a great idea. Now that I'm 39, it's gross because if we flipped it, we'd be like, we're not watching the show, right? It's gross. That's my comment.
Anything else? That's it.
That's
okay.
I can't complain about this too much. It's not Power Rangers. I gotta twist the knife.
Yeah, I know.
Twist of the knife.
Does it count though? Because Power technically is a demon, and she doesn't understand the rules of like consent, let alone.
I would say that Power is only a few days old at this point, anyway.
Yeah,
so
she's young.
I don't. She's. That's not who I'm worried about. It's everybody else. It's especially his boss, Mishima, or whatever her name is.
Oh no, I meant the fact that like she was like, oh, you can touch him, and like she's pretty much an infant.
Yeah, an infant demon. That doesn't count.
Okay, so I'm saying, does it change that she's a demon?
Yeah, it's like aliens. If they're 15, it's fine. They're aliens. That's the rules.
All right, let me give my Con Air.
Con Air.
Yes, Con Air. I just need more episodes. That's the only con I got. I ain't got nothing else for you.
Yeah, I agree. I just want to watch it all day. It's great.
I do feel like it was right. It ended right when you're like, okay, now let's go on to the real bad guy. Let's chainsaw up. And you're like, oh no, this is the last episode of the season. Like, damn it.
Yeah.
Luckily, because I only had to watch 12 episodes before we did the show. But because if there's like 16, I'd be like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I got a deadline, guys.
Right. All right. We're gonna go on down to. Oh, no, sorry, Lisa. Fire. Yeah.
Questions. I got a few questions for you guys.
Yes.
I want to know what your reaction was to Makima getting shot in the head.
I thought she was dead. I was like,
no, I want to know, like, what did you actually, were you just like, oh, or because this is my reaction.
So I wasn't paying attention because I was actually working for once in my life. And I looked up and like, huh, what's going on? So I rewound it and I was like, oh no, that can't be right. That's not right. That can't be right. It's a dream sequence. Let me see. And then she walks off the train. I'm like, okay, whatever happened, I don't know. But like, I was like, these dudes just pull out the guns and just blast it like it was freaking Compton 1993 over here.
Yeah.
It's not a cabin pools.
My first reaction was like, damn, she got beat. And then my second reaction was like, man, Denji ain't never gonna hit that now. So
that was also my reaction. Like, oh man, Denji was really looking forward to like, being molested by this woman. This grown-ass woman. That was on his bucket list of things to do.
So second part to this question is, what was your reaction to her gathering all of the convicts? Like, I never imagined that she was that powerful.
Yeah, ever. I was like, there's a reason why she's in charge of these guys. It's because she can kill anybody anywhere with like some hand gestures.
Yeah.
And like make them explode. And they know they're exploding. And like, it's like when people get dusted, like, oh, Tony, I don't feel so good. Instead of just turning into dust,
yeah. No, that was sick when she was sitting there. She was like, "Are you gonna be able to pay me off? Is that enough money in the bag?" She goes, "It's not 1 yen in his bag. It's your loved one's daughters, sisters, brothers." I was like, God, damn. I was like, this is a cold boy.
It's okay. We can put him back. It's fine.
Just
but
like
don't you put your hands on me.
Right. And then like I said, as I said, like this show gives you so much, and it hasn't even expanded in the world yet. It's just here. Like even that when she was just speaking to the best demon hunter dude, and he's like he doesn't care. He's like, I don't care what you do, blah blah blah. Like, did you know about that? About like, so obviously she got her hands in a lot of things, and
she's amazing. She might be like anime crush. I don't know.
It's made her sexy. I was like,
so sexy. I know. Power's still pretty awesome.
Power is awesome, but that was when she was just like, put your blindfold on. I was just like, oh my God, what's about to happen?
Just say this name.
Okay,
What happens if I do? Can you explain this to me, please?
So what was y'all's favorite fight scene?
Ooh, wow.
Do you want me to tell you mine while y'all are thinking?
Yes,
Yeah,
go
go
ahead.
for it. Go for it.
When they're stuck in the hotel.
I was gonna say too.
Yeah,
And he's just
he's
like,
he's just
love
literally
this.
like, "Why'd you save me? Now I have to go save you guys." So then he goes like, jumps down, and he's just like, "Ah!" for
And
like
he's
3
just sitting
days,
there
just like
talking
drinking blood,
shit to
killing
this
people.
guy.
Oh man, mine will probably have to be Spider-Man 2, the train scene.
Oh.
Like, oh boy, it was
That's
like,
my second one. And then
like
he has a great line. He's like, "As long as I'm breathing, there's still a chance." And
Yep,
I'm like,
yep,
"That's
yep,
hardcore, man. As long as I got breath, you're gonna catch these ants."
Said you forgot about the legs. I said,
Yeah, you forgot
about the legs. Yes.
And then when him and old boy were like, he's like, "We gotta turn him in." It's like, or we could just start kicking him in the nuts and see who kicks harder.
Until the police come.
Until the police come. He's like, "Yeah, that does sound fun."
And then they did it. Yeah,
Yes.
And then they did it.
In that moment, I did feel bad for that man. I'm like, it's one thing to get defeated. It's a whole other thing to just keep getting your nuts kicked.
He deserves everything that came to him.
He sure does.
Yeah.
I hope the legend has it that they're still there kicking his nuts.
Still there kicking in the nuts.
I have sympathy for any man who gets his nuts kicked consistently. It's just not a good look.
Well,
Jason, did you have any other scene you wanted? Did you think of, or did we steal your favorite scenes?
you stole my
Fight
favorite.
scenes.
Both those scenes were my favorite scenes. Yeah, they're all awesome. Just any time that he can chainsaw out, it's just great. Like,
Yeah.
I would never, thinking about, what superpowers would you like to have? And you're like, oh, I'll have super speed or a super strength. I'm like, I would like to have chainsaw fucking hands and a chainsaw head now.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I like to do. And just have the dogged determination that I will do anything to cop a feel of my boss or something.
Well, and then honorable mention to like him and was it the Bat King or the Bat one? Because it was in air. Like, yeah, that was pretty dope too. Again, all of them are dope. Like, that's the problem with Hughes is like all of them were freaking dope. Hell, what's her face that has the butcher knife or the knife when they're shooting at her and
she's like dodging him.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my god, this looks so dope. Like,
or even when they had the other agents in the zombie warehouse was pretty cool. Where the shark dude was like, all of it. Every time they would fight, it was great. It was great.
Yeah. Okay, so the final one. You ready? What was the cringiest scene to you?
Oh, we all know it should be the same one. I don't know about anybody else.
Can we spoil it on the show?
Are we talking about the puke?
We're talking about the puke.
Oh, yeah. Oh my god.
I was like, who? He's like, it feels so warm.
Oh my god. My god.
Dude, when I tell
that was
you,
so
nasty.
nasty.
I had to pause it and walk away and drink some water to get like, oh my god. By far.
The worst part is I used to hang out in Athens a lot, so I've seen that shit happen before.
And then he's like outside, like my first kiss is forever puke, and I was just like, that's so sad. Like, got robbed. You just keep getting robbed by all these ladies, sir. Yeah. Okay, that's all I have for you guys.
That was horrible. They blurted out on, which is weird. They blur out vomit on Hulu when they're saying all these horrible cuss words.
Right.
Also, you see like literally heads get chopped off.
Yeah, literally heads get chopped off.
But they're blurring the vomit.
But they blur the vomit. Like, nope, this is where we draw the line.
I feel like it was like a creative choice, but I'm with you. I was like, why are they blurring this out? Like, maybe they blurred it out because they figured that most people's constitution would not be able to take steam throw up.
Oh yeah, it's just the imagination makes it much worse. You're like,
you did because they still saw the lumps of it like coming down, even though it was yeah.
You know what I love about that scene is freaking Power is like, I claim this chicken. This is mine.
Yes, and you can hear in the background saying that constantly through the whole damn scene.
Power. God bless her.
Hands off my wontons.
All right. Well, that being
That's
done,
all I
let's go
got.
to the rundown. We will
Rundown. The
do all
Rock's
our
rundown
pros
brought to
and
you by The Rock.
cons. Yes, the rundown. And Scott William, Sean William Scott.
Sean
Is that
William
his name?
Scott. Yeah.
There
that's
you
it.
go. I got
That's
one. I
it.
got another one, man. I'm getting
And
good at this
Stifler.
name game.
Stifler.
Yes. This is the rundown. So we will list all our pros and cons for Chainsaw Man season 1. I'll jump on off with my pros and cons. First one I have is pros. Action. Denji is so much an anime protagonist and so much not one at the same time. The show is very entertaining, even though it doesn't do a lot of world building in season 1. Unexpected deaths are great, and they really pulled through the bank at the creative looking demons. Only con I got is I wish there were more episodes, and I'm giving this a 5 out of 5, man. I thoroughly enjoyed this, man. I can't say a bad word about it. Lisa, what is your rundown for Chainsaw Man season 1?
So for the pros, it's the perfect amount of gore. Makima is amazing. Power is amazing. The storytelling is phenomenal. I love that it's on 187 episodes. And then an honorable mention to the animation itself, like Jason said, whenever it's blood time. Cons, the age gap trope drives me crazy. The over sexualization of women drives me a little nuts. Even though they made the women badass, so they have their own agency, still sometimes gets to me. And it was too short. I wanted more episodes. It gets 5 out of 5.
Ooh, all right. The pressure is
so much pressure on me. Ooh,
ladies and gentlemen.
Do I disappoint
Jason,
my friends, or do I?
What is
Too
this
late.
is the
You
rundown?
already did it.
What are your pros and cons?
Just
for
like my dad
Chainsaw
said when
Man
I came
season...
out.
Pros and cons for Chainsaw Man season 1. Go.
Pros: Dingy and Power are just delightful. It strikes the perfect balance between overly silly and overly serious. When they decide to let the blood fly, the animation is gorgeous. The dialogue is consistently witty and fun. Also, there's enough backstory given about most of the main characters to make it relatable without jumping into a lore dump. And lastly is Dingy getting boobs. That's always great. My cons are there are a couple of episodes that feel like filler. Many episodes start by repeating the last few minutes of the previous episode. And Dingy being 16 with older women, it's kind of gross. My final score. You know what? It's still anime, so I can't really give it all that high. So I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5.
Yeah! We call that redemption story, guys.
That's a redemption arc. That is a redemption arc.
Call me Tyler in over here. I'm redeeming myself.